This is the new Universal Audio Astra Modulation machine. This pedal, together with the golden reverberator and the starlight echo, marks the debut of Universal Audio in the guitar pedals arena. Is it worth its flagship price at $400? Let's find out. First of all, hearing the pedal in action in a demo song. Then we will describe the main characteristics of the pedal. Then we will hear more sounds in a dedicated section of this video. And finally, I will give you my 2 cents. Let's start! Let's now describe the pedal. The Astra models 3 iconic modulation effects that are the Boss Chorus Brigade, the MXR Studio Rack Flanger Doubler and a tremolo derived from a Fender Blackface 65 tube amp. Furthermore, connecting the Astra to a computer via USB and registering the pedal, you can download a phaser and another tremolo that emulates the tremolo circuit installed in certain Fender Brownface blonde tube combos. The Chorus Brigade is based upon the Boss CE1 that hit the streets back in 1976 and was popularized by guitar legends such as Andy Summers, Brian May and John Frusciante. It features 2 modes, a chorus and a vibrato, with depth and speed controls. Additionally, Universal Audio included the original CE1 preamp level control for driving the effect into some saturation. The Flanger Doubler recreates the MXR famous rack unit that made its debut in late 70s and found its way into the rigs of countless guitarists during the 80s. Universal Audio captured this effect, which used bucket brigade circuitry to mimic the analog tape flanging effect that was heavily employed by psychedelic bands in the 60s. The Trem 65 models the Optica tube tremolos featured on vintage tube combo amps with switchable sine and square wave modes, so you can keep it subtle or more intensive. And for an even more dramatic effect, we can switch into stereo mode for a panned tremolo. The Astra features a dual stereo modulation engines that powers separate stereo instances of each modulation effect, so that it's like having 2 bucket brigade hardware units running simultaneously or dual tremolo circuits, and this is cool. It provides silent switching. I mean, UA FX pedals are designed to switch on and off seamlessly and silently, and it is through bypass. The pedals operate in two modes, live mode or preset mode. In live mode, the sound reflects the current position of the knobs and of the switches, where in preset mode you hear the settings that are stored as a preset. We can store only one preset in the pedal, which is honestly a very poor functionality for a pedal of this price. To enter live mode, you should press the left foot switch, and to enter preset mode, you should press the right foot switch. The behaviors of the right foot switch can be changed with the UFX Control mobile app, for instance, in order to allow tap tempo functionalities. Let's now talk about the controls. The knobs and switches control each modulation effect similarly, but the functions of the controls vary depending on the selected effect. Typically, the speed adjusts the modulation rate, the depth adjusts the modulation amount, where the intensity, shade, shape adjust specific aspects of the modulation character depending on the effect selected. The effect type switch changes the modulation model. The currently selected effects is indicated by this LED. The store switch saves the current sound as a preset. Each modulation effect includes two variations that are selectable with the AB switch. In this chart here you can find the different configuration of knobs and switches available for each effect. This is a must-have chart in order to properly use the Astra pedal. For instance, you can notice how for the chorus brigade effect the AB switch changes from chorus to vibrato, or the speed and depth are not available in the chorus but are fully working on the vibrato mode. As regards inputs and outputs, we have two unbalanced TS inputs and outputs so that the Astra can operate in mono, dual mono and stereo modes with automatic mono stereo detection. It also has a USB Type-C connection which allows to connect the Astra to a computer for firmware updates. Furthermore, it features Bluetooth version 5 connectivity in order to connect the pedal to a control mobile app that is still not available at the moment of this video. Finally, it runs at 9 volts and 400 mA, and the power supplier is not included in the box. Final considerations here, and please notice that these are gonna be my personal opinions and you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Pro. Well, first of all, this pedal hosts a very nice collection of classic effects that are modeled pretty well, and the stereo operations allows us to create pretty interesting sounds, in my opinion, and it sounds good. The cons. First of all, it is not MIDI controllable, as it does not have MIDI ports, and currently, as far as I know, it is not controllable neither via USB. It has only one preset, which is kind of strange. I mean, the pedal offers 3 effects, so I would expect to have at least 3 presets, each for each effect. For me, it would have been better to have the I/O on the sides of the pedal instead that on the top. Like for instance the TC electronic effects. Let me show you. In this way, these pedals allows you to cascade many TC electronic effects pretty easily, having the jacks on the side, where it is not possible if you have the jacks on the top. And lastly, it is pretty expensive. Now, I am a fan of Universal Audio stuff. I have their two 610 tube preamp, I have the Apollo X16 and the Twin X, and I love these units. But honestly, at this price point, I would expect more. I would expect more presets, at least a mini MIDI input. I don't know, it's like it has not been made having guitarists' needs in mind. For instance, this pedal cannot be easily integrated in a modern pedalboard where you have a switcher like the Boss ES8. For a delay maybe it would have been fine, but for a modulation with 3 effects I would need at least 3 presets, otherwise how can I easily switch among these effects in live situations? For instance, if you take the Wampler Terraform, you're gonna have a less expensive unit at 299 versus 399, and you're gonna have more effects, 8 presets, MIDI controls. So why should I buy the Astra instead of the Terraform? Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. What's your opinion? What are the main selling points of the Astra Modulation machine in your opinion? Is it worth the $399 price point? Please let me know your precious and valuable opinions in the comment below. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did it, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell and leave a thumbs up. It would be of a great help. If you're interested in my IRs or in my camper profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you for watching, see you in the next video, bye bye.